Americans swallow over 30 billion pain relief doses a year. We put 14 major pain reliever brands under the microscope. We looked at ingredients, manufacturing records, FDA action, and the lawsuits. 11 failed. Only 3 survived. One brand's maker paid over $2 billion to settle cancer claims. Another was pulled off every shelf on Earth, and it is still selling under the same name. Let's expose the failures first. Number 11, Excedrin Extra Strength. Excedrin is the migraine king in most American medicine cabinets. One caplet packs 250 milligrams of acetaminophen, 250 milligrams of aspirin, and 65 milligrams of caffeine. The bottle tells you 2 caplets every 6 hours. Do the math on a rough migraine day. 8 caplets puts you at 2,000 milligrams of acetaminophen from Excedrin alone. The FDA's daily ceiling is 4,000 milligrams. A swig of cold medicine, a glass of wine, or a single Tylenol before bed can push you right over the line without you noticing. And Excedrin's maker has its own record to answer for. Production was shut down from 2020 through 2021 after quality problems at the Lincoln, Nebraska plant. Bottles vanished from shelves for roughly a year. Excedrin hides 3 active ingredients behind a migraine promise. The next brand hides 3 active ingredients behind a torn paper packet. Number 10, Goodies and BC powder. These powders are a southern staple, and they are marketed on pure speed. Tear the packet, tip it on your tongue, wait for the fast kick. Here is what you are actually swallowing. Every dose combines aspirin with acetaminophen and caffeine. That stack is a problem on 2 fronts. Aspirin is an NSAID, and NSAIDs cause upper gut bleeding. Acetaminophen is the drug most often tied to accidental liver injury in America. Powder form means the drugs hit your bloodstream faster than a tablet. Faster absorption means a higher spike. And because the packet feels so light and gentle, people stack it with another headache pill or a cold medicine hours later. That is where the overdose math gets dangerous. The caffeine piece adds another layer. Daily use of caffeinated painkillers is one of the biggest drivers of rebound headaches, that ugly loop where the remedy becomes the cause. At least Goodies puts its 3 ingredients right on the packet. The next brand hides a 3rd ingredient behind a century-old specialist label. Number 9, Midol Complete. Midol has sold itself as the menstrual pain specialist since 1911. That pink and white box has been in American bathroom cabinets for over a century. Open it though, and things get crowded fast. You are swallowing 3 active ingredients stacked into a single pill. 500 milligrams of acetaminophen, 60 milligrams of caffeine, and a first-generation antihistamine called pyrilamine malate. That 3rd ingredient is the quiet problem. Pyrilamine falls into a drug category doctors call anticholinergic. A major study published in 2015 followed older adults for years and found that heavy cumulative use of these drugs was linked to a higher risk of dementia. Midol is not a one-time pill for most of its users. It is a monthly habit, taken for years on end. 3 ingredients hiding in a monthly habit is bad. An NSAID marketed as the 12-hour hero is worse. Number 8, Aleve. Aleve is Bayer's 12-hour naproxen brand. It is marketed as the NSAID. You only take twice a day. The long-duration hero. That convenience is the trap. In 2015, the FDA tightened its black box warning on every non-aspirin NSAID on the market. The agency said the risk of heart attack and stroke can start within a few weeks of beginning the drug, not years. Naproxen has a longer half-life than ibuprofen, which means every single dose lingers in your system longer. Longer exposure time means more cumulative heart strain. Bayer's ads focus on relief that lasts 12 hours. The pharmacology means the risk lasts 12 hours too. Quick note before we continue. If you are finding value in this video, a fast like and subscribe really does help the channel. Okay, back to it. Number 7, store brand generics from FDA flagged plants. You walk into CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Rite Aid, or Costco. You grab the store brand ibuprofen because it is half the price. Same active ingredient, the shelf label says. Here is what most shoppers never see. A huge share of the generic medicines on American shelves are made overseas, mostly in India and China. The FDA has issued multiple warning letters to major generic manufacturers over the last 5 years. Dr. Reddy's, Aurobindo, and Lupin have all been flagged by FDA inspectors. The violations include data integrity issues, cross-contamination, and failed dissolution tests. A failed dissolution test means the pill might not even release its dose properly inside your body. That is not a saving. That is a gamble on whether your medicine works at all. Foreign manufacturing is one problem. An American icon selling you a habit the science no longer supports is another. Number 6. Bayer aspirin. Bayer aspirin has been on American shelves since 1899. For decades, doctors told healthy adults to take a low dose every single day to prevent a first heart attack. Then the evidence came in. A massive trial called ASPRE, published in 2018, followed more than 19,000 healthy older adults. It found that daily low-dose aspirin did not help them live longer or better. It did significantly raise the rate of major bleeding events, including serious bleeds in the brain and the gut. In 2019, the top American heart organizations rewrote their guidelines. For healthy adults over 70, routine daily aspirin is no longer recommended. Bayer's marketing spent generations building a daily habit in your morning routine. The science has moved, and a lot of that habit no longer fits the evidence. Bayer sold you a daily routine you probably do not need. The next brand sold you something that does not work at all. Number 5. Advil cold and sinus. This one is a combination product. Ibuprofen for the body ache plus a decongestant for the stuffy nose. The decongestant is either pseudoephedrine, which sits behind the pharmacy counter, or phenylephrine, which sits right out on the open shelf. In September 2023, an FDA advisory committee voted 16-0 that oral phenylephrine simply does not work as a nasal decongestant. In November 2024, the FDA formally moved to pull oral phenylephrine from the over-the-counter market entirely. If the Advil cold and sinus in your cabinet contains phenylephrine, half of what you are paying for is, by the agency's own panel, a placebo. Selling a placebo is bad. Selling a nightly habit that quietly punishes your brain is worse. Number 4. Tylenol PM. The nighttime pain plus sleep promise. Each caplet packs 500 milligrams of acetaminophen and 25 milligrams of diphenhydramine. Diphenhydramine is the active ingredient in Benadryl. It is also one of those anticholinergic drugs that the 2015 dementia study flagged. The study followed 3,434 adults aged 65 and up. The standard American geriatric medicine reference flat out tells older adults to avoid diphenhydramine. And yet Tylenol PM is marketed as a nightly habit. Nightly use is exactly the chronic exposure pattern the study warned about. One household name that quietly harms older brains. Another household name was pulled off every shelf on Earth. Number 3. Generic ranitidine and Zantac 360. The original Zantac, ranitidine, was once the best-selling drug in the world. In April 2020, the FDA asked that every single ranitidine product be pulled from the market. Independent testing had found that the drug could break down inside the pill into a probable human carcinogen called NDMA. In October 2024, GSK announced a $2.2 billion settlement covering roughly 80,000 cancer claims, about 93% of pending cases. Pfizer settled over 10,000 more. Here is the twist. The product now sitting on the shelf called Zantac 360 is not ranitidine at all. It is a completely different drug called famotidine. Same brand name, same package color, same trusted logo. The company is riding on a brand history it had to admit required a global recall. That is slick marketing. It is not a story most shoppers are ever told. A cancer recall is one thing. The number one cause of acute liver failure in America is another. Number 2, Advil. Advil is the number 1 selling NSAID in America. The default doctors tell you to grab. Ibuprofen carries the exact same black box warning for heart attack and stroke that the FDA stamped on every NSAID back in 2015. A huge analysis published in 2017 pooled data on 446,763 patients. It linked ibuprofen use to a 48% higher risk of having a heart attack. Separate research has tied NSAID use to a roughly 5-fold jump in upper gut bleeds. Kidney injury and rising blood pressure are on the label too. Millions of Americans swallow Advil every day for back pain, joint pain, or headaches that just will not quit. The label itself warns against long-term daily use. Advil is America's #1 NSAID, but the #1 pain reliever in America has a much darker story most people would never guess. Number 1, Tylenol Extra Strength and Regular Strength. This is the default American pain reliever, the one pediatricians have recommended for generations. The active ingredient is acetaminophen. Multiple major medical reviews and the FDA's own public advisory have called acetaminophen the leading cause of acute liver failure in America. Over 600 different medicines contain acetaminophen. That is why accidental overdose is so easy. You take a Tylenol for a headache, then reach for a cold and flu syrup at bedtime, not knowing both contain the same drug. The 4,000 milligram daily ceiling can be crossed without a single prescription pill in sight. The mechanism is not mysterious. Acetaminophen gets broken down in the liver, and one of its leftovers drains the antioxidant your liver uses to protect itself. Once that protection runs out, the damage starts fast. Johnson & Johnson settled hundreds of acetaminophen liver damage lawsuits back in 2017. In September 2025, the FDA announced it would begin adding a pregnancy warning to every acetaminophen product, citing what the agency called a considerable body of evidence linking use in pregnancy to autism and ADHD. The federal Tylenol case was heard on appeal in December 2024. Depending on the ruling, the lawsuits may reopen. Tylenol is not a scandal in the loud way a food outbreak is a scandal. It is something quieter. An old default product sitting in almost every medicine cabinet in the country with a list of concerns that keeps getting longer every year. Those were the 11 to walk past. Now, for the 3 that actually earn their place on the shelf. Number 3, safe, single ingredient generic naproxen with the USP verified mark. If you need an oral NSAID, this is how you lower your risk without guessing. Grab the bottle and look for the USP verified mark. That little mark means an independent group has tested the batch for correct dose, proper dissolution, and absence of nasty contaminants. It is the closest thing to third-party assurance the generic aisle actually offers. Then pick a single active ingredient. 220 milligrams of naproxen sodium. No caffeine, no antihistamine, no acetaminophen stacked on top. That single move wipes out the combination drug trap that sinks every brand on the avoid list. The trade-off is honest. Naproxen still carries the same heart warning every NSAID carries. Short-term use, the lowest dose that works, and a clear stop date. That is how you use it like a pro. This is relative safety, not absolute safety. Number 2, safe, topical NSAIDs, and specifically Voltaren arthritis pain, which is a 1% diclofenac gel. The FDA approved diclofenac gel for over-the-counter sale in 2020, after decades of prescription-only use. Here is the number that changes everything. According to FDA labeling, only about 6% of the drug actually reaches your bloodstream through the skin, compared to an oral NSAID. That is a fraction of the heart, kidney, and gut exposure you get from a pill. For hands, feet, knees, elbows, and ankles, the areas listed right on the label, topical diclofenac, puts the anti-inflammatory effect exactly where the pain is. It will not touch a headache, and it is not a fever reducer. But for the joint and muscle pain most people actually pop pills for, the topical version skips nearly every major body-wide risk. That is a real upgrade, not a marketing swap. Number 1 safe Pepcid and generic famotidine, plus a back-to-basics approach to pain itself. Famotidine is the drug that quietly replaced ranitidine, after the Zantac recall. It is a completely different chemical structure. It does not break down into NDMA. It has decades of safety data behind it, and it is available as a USP verified generic for a fraction of the branded price. But the real number one on this list is not a pill at all. It is a reframe. The safest pain reliever is the one you never had to take in the first place. Heat, movement, hydration, real sleep, and getting your stress load under control solve a huge share of the chronic pain Americans reach for a bottle to silence. The aisle is still there when you need it. Used carefully, with a single active ingredient, a USP verified source, and a clear reason, it can absolutely help. Used as a daily habit, it becomes the story you just watched. The real win is the pill you never needed to open in the first place. The American pain reliever aisle is a $30 billion industry. Most of what sits on those shelves carries a black box warning, a recall history, or a scandal the company would rather you forget. Now, you know which brands have earned your trust and which ones are just counting on your habit. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think. If you found this video valuable, press the like button, subscribe, and share the video. I'll see you soon.